Emily and Daniel married at the registry in Ikoyi. No asoebi, no hall, no spray of cash. Just two witnesses. Two hearts that wanted peace. Emily did not want a big wedding. She wanted a quiet home. She wanted a partner she could trust. For the first weeks, life felt light. They bought groceries in Lekki Phase 1. They took evening walks. They argued only about which movie to watch. It was simple. It was enough. Then Daniel's parents moved closer to their lives. Patricia visited often. She looked around their living room like a supervisor on inspection. "These curtains are cheap," she said. "A real woman would pick better." She did not smile. She meant it. Howard spoke less. But when he spoke, it pinched. If Emily cooked jollof, he asked if she learned it on YouTube. "Since you don't have a job," he added. If she cleaned, he said at least she was useful somewhere. They said these things like greetings. No shame. No pause. Emily kept calm. She managed bills. She handled repairs. She filed paperwork quietly. She scheduled service for the generator. She paid taxes on a property they used sometimes. She did not announce it. She did not defend herself. She cooked. She cleaned. She stayed peaceful. And she watched. Daniel tried to help. He told his parents to be polite. Patricia laughed. "We are just being honest," she said. At family dinners, if anyone asked about Emily, Patricia answered first. She stays home. Daniel handles everything important. She smiled like she had said a sweet thing. Emily decided to pick her battles. Silence protected her energy. Respect mattered more than argument. But the jabs grew. At church in Victoria Island, Patricia told friends, "Daniel takes good care of his wife." She said it like a medal for Daniel. And a bruise for Emily. At a Sunday lunch, Howard nudged Daniel. "You married down," he said. "But at least she cooks." People heard it. No one corrected him. Emily looked out the window. She steadied her breath. Anger would not lead her life. At home, she kept the fridge full. She balanced the accounts. She kept the house running. Her assets stayed in her maiden name, through a company called Carter Holdings Limited. She did this before the marriage. Her late grandfather taught her to protect what is yours. Daniel knew. He signed a prenup without pressure. "It is yours," he said. "I respect that." Emily believed him. She still does. But respect is not only what you sign. It is what you say when people insult your spouse. It is what you do when silence becomes abuse. One Saturday, Patricia came unannounced. She walked through the house like a landlord. "This laundry room is embarrassing," she said. "Do you ever think of earning something?" Emily wiped the counter. She did not answer. She saw the pattern now. This was not just criticism. This was a system. Small cuts, repeated, to make a person doubt herself. That night, Emily and Daniel sat on the balcony. Lagos traffic hummed far away. "I need you to stand beside me," Emily said. "Not in private. In front of them." Daniel nodded. "I will try," he said. She looked at him. Try is not enough. Days turned into routines. Patricia called and asked, "Is the maid free?" When Emily picked up, Howard joked that Emily depended on Daniel for everything. The jokes were not jokes. They were labels meant to stick. Emily kept records. She knew what left her accounts each month. She tracked each repair, each permit, each transfer. She said nothing. She did not need a debate to prove a receipt. Family dinners made the pattern clear. Emily cooked, served, and cleaned while others debated politics and business. Patricia liked to talk about women who contribute. She said it in front of Emily like a dart thrown at close range. Howard added small comments that bit. "If Daniel leaves," he said one evening, "she has nothing." People looked away. No one said stop. Emily did not break. She adjusted. She spoke less. She listened more. She watched who enjoyed the insults and who looked uneasy. She saw Daniel's silence, heavy as concrete. He apologized later in their bedroom. "They are old-fashioned," he said. "I don't care about old-fashioned," Emily replied. "I care about respect." Then rain came hard one week. A storm peeled shingles from Patricia and Howard's roof in Surulere. The basement flooded. They called Daniel in secret. "We just need a place for a few weeks," Patricia said. Daniel told Emily they would stay in a rental. He pointed to a 3-bedroom house in Lekki, a property Emily managed through Carter Holdings. Emily did not argue. She asked which unit. Then she gave instructions to her property manager to prepare the house. Patricia and Howard moved in. They praised Daniel in public for being a provider. They never asked whose name was on the title. Letters arrived with Emily Carter on them. Patricia handed one to Daniel. "Tell the landlord to use your address," she said. She did not read the name. Howard complained that the lawn needed trimming. Emily sent her team the next morning. She did not mention payment. She did not need applause for doing what she owned. Weeks became months. They took groceries from the pantry and spoke down to the person who stocked it. They rode in a company SUV and mocked the woman who signed for it. They sat on furniture bought by the person they called dead weight. The hypocrisy was not loud. It was quiet, dilly, and bold. One night at their table, with relatives visiting, Patricia looked straight at Emily. "Some women contribute," she said. "Others fold laundry and hope no one notices their dead weight." Howard leaned back and said, "If Daniel ever leaves, she has nothing." Conversations paused. Daniel stared at his plate. Emily stood, went to the bathroom, washed her face, and looked in the mirror. She saw a woman who chose silence to protect peace. But now silence was feeding a lie. Something had to change. She returned to the living room and sat on the couch. She did not fight. She did not explain. She wrote a date in her phone. A line had been crossed. From that day she would move with clarity. Daniel lost his job. The company downsized. He came home with a brown box and silence. Emily hugged him. "We will be fine," she said. Patricia did not slow down. "At least Emily has you," she said on the phone. As if Daniel still paid the bills. Howard asked if unemployment would cover both of you. They did not know how life in that house actually worked. They never asked. They only assumed. Insurance from Daniel's job ended. Nothing in Emily's house changed. Coverage continued through Carter Holdings. New cards came by courier. The clinic stayed the same. Daniel noticed. He said nothing. He finally saw the scale of what Emily carried. He was grateful and ashamed at once. Patricia and Howard continued their life in the rental. They believed Daniel was paying. They bragged at church that Daniel handled it. Emily took a walk alone on Admiralty Way. She let the city air clear her head. She needed to act, not react. That evening, Howard visited Daniel. He wanted to make things official. He asked for the rental to be put in Daniel's name. "For security," he said. Patricia sat beside him, smug and sure. Emily listened. Daniel hesitated. Before he could speak, Emily said, "I'll check with the property manager." Patricia snapped. "Why? You don't make decisions in this family." The words landed like stones on tile. Emily nodded. No fight. No raised voice. That night, Emily opened her laptop. She removed family use access from the rental. She updated the vehicle permissions. She confirmed that only she could approve occupancy or titles. She emailed her attorney. By midnight, the system matched the truth. The owner decides. Morning brought motion. A courier delivered a notice to the rental. Vacate in 30 days due to owner reassignment. The letter used company letterhead. No drama, just law. Patricia called Daniel and shouted, "Tell your landlord to stop this." Daniel looked at Emily, unsure. She held his eyes, but said nothing. By afternoon, Patricia's clinic called. Her insurance on file was inactive. She called again. She blamed Daniel. Later, a towing service arrived. They collected the company SUV from the driveway. Plates confirmed. Papers signed. No raised voices. Car left. As quietly as the respect they never gave. Daniel invited his parents over. They stormed in, throwing the notice on the table. "Fix it," Patricia said. Emily did not raise her tone. She placed a folder on the table and opened it. Deed Carter Holdings. Vehicle registrations. Carter Holdings. Insurance agreements. Carter Holdings. Utility accounts. Carter Holdings. Stamp. Signatures. Daniel remembered the prenup. He closed his eyes. Patricia searched the pages for Daniel's name. She did not find it. Howard stopped talking. Daniel said one sentence, soft and clear. "Everything you've been using belongs to her." Silence settled. Pride deflated. Reality stood. Patricia started yelling before the door closed. "You embarrassed us. You took what belongs to Daniel." Emily did not argue. She slid the last document across the table. "You called me useless," she said, calm. "You have lived in my house, driven my cars, and eaten food my work paid for." She did not add sugar or pepper. She left the words plain. The fight left the room like light at sunset. Patricia went pale. Howard stared at the deed again. There was nothing to say. Their story had no floor. Daniel did not defend anyone. He remembered what he signed. He saw the months of silence. He saw the kindness he did not protect. He left the room, sat on the steps, and cried quietly where no one could see. Emily did not post anything online. She did not call friends. She met her attorney and filed the final papers. 30-day notice stood. Locks would change after. Access codes would update. Company policies would be enforced. No threats, no revenge. Just process. Daniel packed a week later. He rented a small apartment in his own name. He did not ask for another company car. He did not ask to move into another rental. The prenup did not kick him out. His choices did. He told Emily he was sorry. She listened. Respect is action, she said. Not apology after comfort ends. He nodded. He left with 2 suitcases and a folder of CVs. Patricia tried to run a new story outside. She said Emily trapped them. She said Emily kicked them out without warning. People listened. Some believed. Some asked for proof. When a few saw clear copies of titles and registrations, talking changed. Head shook. Sympathy moved away from noise and toward fact. Howard stopped answering questions. Silence found him at last. The towing company returned for the second vehicle. Maintenance teams removed their names from access lists. The rental's smart lock got a new code. The company email sent final instructions about move out. No one begged. No one shouted. The owner gave time and gave notice. Then the owner acted. Emily's days became clean again. She met vendors. She checked a site in Sangatito, where a small block of mini-flats was under renovation. She reviewed leases in Yaba. She approved a roof repair in Ogudu. She cooked for herself and ate in peace. She missed Daniel's kindness, but not his silence. She was sad for the marriage, but not for losing a false peace. On the last evening before the move-out, Patricia sent a long message. Did not say sorry. Blamed. Emily read it once and archived it. She did not reply. At midnight she stood in her kitchen and looked around. Every cabinet was in order. Every bill was scheduled. Every boundary was clear. She slept well. For the first time in months. 30 days passed. Patricia and Howard moved out with tight lips and tight boxes. No drama. No final speech. The house returned to short-let status. Then to a new tenant. The system worked as designed. Emily went for a morning run on Lekki Bridge. Watched the lagoon glitter. And thanked God for strength. She was not angry. She was done. Daniel called and asked to meet at a cafe in Victoria Island. He looked thinner, humbler. I am learning, he said. I should have spoken sooner. I should have stood in front of you, not behind you. Emily breathed in and out. I wish you had, she said. But you can still be that man for the next person. And for yourself. He nodded. Will you ever forgive me? She looked at him with steady eyes. Forgiveness is not the same as reunion, she said. I forgive you. We are done. He cried. She held his hand for a moment, then let go. Word moved through family circles. Some people apologized privately to Emily. She did not collect apologies. She collected peace. She focused on work. She visited her grandfather's old construction office in Ilupaju and hung a small frame on the wall. Protect what is yours. Months later, Patricia sent a short message. No excuses. Just 10 words. We were wrong about you. Thank you for the time given. Emily replied with 2. Noted. Peace. She did not reopen old doors. Daniel found a new job in a smaller firm. He rented a 1-bed in Yaba and learned to do his own errands. He looked different, less loud, more grounded. He stopped letting his parents define his home. He stopped letting silence do his speaking. Growth came slowly, but it came. Emily hosted a small dinner for her staff. Drivers, technicians, admin officers. She toasted to teamwork and quiet excellence. She told them thank you. They smiled. People who help you build deserve to hear your gratitude out loud. At night, Lagos traffic hummed like it always does. Emily stood on her balcony with a cup of tea and looked at the city lights. She thought about the day Patricia called her dead weight. She smiled a little. Weight can hold a house. Weight can be a foundation. She was never dead weight. She was the ground, under feet that did not know where they were standing. She closed the balcony door, set her tea down, and opened a new folder on her laptop. Phase 2, new builds. Plans filled the screen. Units, timelines, budgets. No noise, just work. She sent one message to Daniel that night. May you find the courage to defend the next woman you love. He replied, Amen. Emily slept well. Boundaries held. Respect returned. Silence now was no longer hiding. It was peace. Moral lessons. Respect your partner. In public and in private. Silence in the face of disrespect is agreement. Protect what you build. Papers and policies speak. When emotions fail. Boundaries are love for yourself. They keep peace, not enemies. Do not measure people by what they show. Many foundations are quiet. When truth arrives, does not shout, stands, and everything else sits. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to GissFolktales for more amazing stories.